Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Nobunaga's Ambition Awakening on the Mysterious JG. We are having a second playthrough of this game with powerful created officers coming to our aid. But this time, rather than playing as the Dragon of Echigo, Kenshinu Asugi, we're playing as the guy of Guy. I'm not sure. We're playing as Kunichika Chosakabe. He's the father of the most famous warlord of the Chosakabe clan. Um... But Motochika? Now I'm blanking on his name. I think it's Motochika. Yeah, Motochika Chosakabe. We are off to a very different start. I think I hit upon, but it's probably the right strategy for most playthroughs. Unless it's like the Oda or the Toyotomi or somebody who's going to have like dozens and dozens and dozens of events. For a clan that has a few events, we took the approach of just doing the events and showcasing them in a single video. And then starting a game where we just don't worry about whether or not we are following the events. And I think that served us pretty well. We're at a point now where I'm taking a bit of a gamble. We don't actually have an alliance with the Miyoshi, and they've attacked us in the past. But I think we are in a position to defend. And I've got armies marching out trying to finish off the Kōno clan and the whoever these guys are clan. And I think the problem here is I'm a little worried about running out of food because they only got 37 days left, so it's probably a good idea to march some troops out here to help, even though I was really hoping to do it without using any additional troops because I don't want to be a tempting target for the Otomo clan, who attacked me off screen, and then we seem to have, as I told you guys about it, I was expecting it to happen, we seem to have stumbled onto a world where that's not happening. What's interesting, though, now as I'm thinking about it, is what to do next. Like, assuming this all goes well, we're going to control most of Shikoku, but we'll have an alliance with the Miyoshi and not quite be able to finish taking hold of Shikoku unless I decide to throw away the alliance or just never get it started. And it's really tempting to finish taking Shikoku because that'll give us it would give me the option for the regional ending, although I want to play this one through until we get the national ending. I won't. Getting the you become shogun and do the warband ending is giving us essentially the same ending as the others, so I'm not going to worry about trying to conquer all of the clans or whatever. But I do want to get a national ending rather than just the regional ending. But the Miyoshi are pretty strong. We've done well against them so far. But the idea is if we keep peace, if we build peace with them for now and let them keep 2 cities on the island, because we'd actually, it's 3, because this counts as, it doesn't actually tell you here what region. You'd have to actually go to here, but from here you can see that the region is Shikoku. So we would actually need to kick the Miyoshi out of 3 different cities. And we'd be pretty darn close to their main base. So they're probably not all that willing to just roll over and say, sure, you can have this. But it does raise an interesting question of where do we go next? Because the Origami now have a defense base here, because I guess it's their border with us and the Miyoshi. Because either of us have access by sea. This zone right here is Origami clan. So we can't attack the Memura clan and try to expand into Honshu without fighting the Origami clan, because we always have to touch grass here, which is Origami territory. But they've now have a defense base, and you really need a large advantage in troops to take one of those. I was working for an alliance with the Mori, because I wasn't necessarily going to try to attack them right now, although they haven't unified this territory yet, so it's not like they're as powerful as they were when we were playing as the Uesugi. And then the other thing that we could do is to try to attack the Otomo, but they, again, even more so than trying to cross into Honshu, there's a lot of water to cross, which means a lot of food is consumed to try to get to these places. So it's interesting. The Bloody Handed thinks that we should make friends with the Otomo clan, which is kind of out because I know that they were totally about to attack us and things changed just enough for them to not want to do that. Okayama, I think he's right that we want to go and attack up there at some point. And I'm going to say the main reason...
What do you make of this?
What gold would this cost? It's going to cost 1,000 gold to get an officer we're going to end up getting anyway. Who's not that great. We don't have enough. I think at this point, neither of those are bad ideas, but I want to lock down our money. You better put your money down. Sorry. We need to focus on building up for a while. How are we doing over here? Irrigation, training out. So I want to remove this eventually and put in something better. But I think I've got other places I need to spend the cash. Like I'm sitting on labor that's not being spent, and that always frustrates me. But cash is king right now. That's all of my money spent, but it is leaving me with close to exactly what I want in my facilities here, although I'll want to eventually replace this market with a commons, just to get a higher troop count here. And some of this really depends, like that's what I want for my capital, but do I want to move my capital to Nakamura? Because I think Nakamura is a better city as far as facilities go. Yeah. Unless you're far more impressive than I realize. Space for 6 facilities. 20, 30, 40, 47, 56, 66, 73 settlements. If I did the math right, and I might not have. You should never count out loud in public. Or add in public. So that was 70 something, and this is going to be 20, 30, 39. 39 plus 8 would be 47. Plus 12 would be 59. Plus 8 would be 60. They're pretty similar, although 6 spots. We might want Yuzuki to be our capital eventually. But either way, they are both cities with more potential for troop counts and stuff than our current capital. And I think ultimately the best city here is Shozui. And I think it's going to be a while before we get that one. Shozui definitely should... we might want to have our capital at Shozui when we hard fart victory. When we start our push into the capital district, we might want to have our daimyo in Shozui Castle. Anyways, I spent all the money. I said I wasn't going to do that, but I spent it and spent half the labor and all the money. So let's do what we need to do. Yeah, the issue is going to be when we run out of troops. And I'd like to disengage Kunachika before that happens, because even if they run out of troops during the retreat, I don't think it counts as being defeated in battle and the city getting agitated unless they're in combat when they're wiped out. I've thought up a short-term goal that would help boost morale for even our Monday everyday tasks. Show the world your strength. Win battles. It would be nice, but some of this depends on whether enemies present themselves for battle. Rumor, this guy is too gullible for his own good. Similar tribe. Why don't we welcome the Ohira tribe? Ohira!
There's something I'd like to discuss.
That costs a lot of money, but what would it do? It would bring them into the fold. They got 1,000 soldiers. We would get more. I don't know. I feel like when they recommend it, it's a good idea. Sometimes they recommend things that aren't with the strategy you want, but like they don't tell you to absorb. Well, we have the title now where all of the clans in this one area are loyal to us because we are the, you know, the big kahuna of Kochukistan. I'm not trying to sound racist. I'm just making up dumbass terms. But yeah, like this region of Shikoku, we have the shogunate title over. But that doesn't mean they join us. It just means they're loyal. So I think absorbing them in gives us better economy and troop counts. And those Torio units are just worthless in combat. Never seen them be helpful.
Next time, I shall relish in our victory.
He will have victory when next they meet. At an base, Yuzuki Castle has fallen. A great victory for the Chosakabe. The Kōno clan have been annihilated. And we've captured an enemy officer. We got a whole bunch of dudes with varying degrees of being good. Ohoritsuru, eh? Oh, she's got an interesting portrait. She is the daughter of Ohori of the... Okay, so she's an actual character. She's not just a generic, like a randomly generated princess. She's the daughter of an Ohori. Daughter of Ohori, the Mishima Navy. According to legends, she threw herself into the sea after her lover was killed fighting the Uchi. You hate to hear that. This guy seems frustrated. He acted as a guest general for the Mori clan, but failed to capture the Bichu territories. He killed some guy, so that's good. I'm glad that he's a murderer. And this is the guy with these super crazy, he's like goofy face portrait, but he's got okay stats. So let's see who all we can hire.
I will enter your service. I cannot serve you.
This guy happily tells us he cannot serve us, but it was just the one guy. So we'll let him go.
Thanks.
Actually got some officers out of that who aren't just chiefs. Goals complete, we now return. Hold that for a moment. Does anybody have enough food left to help with the mart? No, they don't really. Alright.
Your orders, if you please.
Get back to base and start your troops returning before we get in trouble. These guys got agitated, but luckily they are not on the front line with the guys that I know from off-screen action. The Origami are perfectly willing to waltz into Shikoku and attack us. This guy's got no respect. No respect, that tells you. So I got to keep an eye on things over here because we're going to take this castle. The problem is whether Kunachika's unit's going to get wiped for lack of food libraries. Because I think I needed just a little bit more food than he has. So we need to appoint somebody, and we need to appoint somebody who's pretty good. The problem now is that... Okay, this could work. So I can't actually replace guys at that level. So let's bring over JG Mystery is... I think JG Mystery's actually a better... Well, for one thing, I didn't notice he's actually got his stuff developed already. So JG Mystery actually is a better choice here than Kazuhiro Samadesu. He's got slightly higher leader. He's got much lower pull, so we'll get less cash and food out of the city, but he'd develop it very slightly faster, but he's still got work to do here, whereas JG Mystery's kind of not going to be missed other than the income he would get out of Ni.
I'm deeply grateful.
So JG Mystery, wouldn't you know who won the pony? In a JG Mystery Let's Play, the JG Mystery in-game avatar gets his own city.
You have my thanks. You have my thanks. You have my thanks.
Doing my best. Like, I know I want to give other officers the spots too. For now, I'm just making sure that to the extent that we can, we're using those places where we got a lord who can cover more than one spot. The Bloody Handed is already doing quite a bit of that, for example. Can't do anything here because the march is underway. Alright, got a march underway there. So again, can't mess with it just yet. He hasn't served us for much time. He's a sea god. Let's appoint him just because it'll boost his loyalty.
I'm deeply grateful.
Same thing for you.
I'm deeply grateful.
Trying to keep loyal guys on these cities that are likely to have... can't change substitutes right now. Like, I don't have that many cities that aren't bordering potential enemies. Look at my officers. I've already got somebody who's really disloyal in this city. Alright, for now, let's forget it. Let's just put a... Oh yeah, I put him there, intentional dirt. Alright, sorry, being a goof.
You have my thanks.
Alright, I need to get another officer up here. And some really good officers over here. Probably better officers than I really need. But from over here, it looks like I've got two guys assigned. Do I? Oh, here we go. They ordered it based on... Alright, let's get Ald over here to give me a little help. We'll let the ladies... We'll let Takeshi Arashi hang out here with the ladies. And Ald Dragon will come give me a hand in Mushroom
You
Land.
have my thanks.
We'll be hooked on the brothers, even though Alden and I are not brothers, and my brother is in this game.
I'm truly grateful and happy.
Honestly, at this point, let's let
I'm truly
Let's
grateful
let
and happy.
Odasute do a little more.
You've my sincerest thanks.
And that is freeing up some officers for when we take over Kurose. Which is hopefully happening soon, brother. If you guys want to come out of that city and fight us so we can have a battle, that would be amazing. Because even if I win it quickly and then have the daimyo immediately retreat, I would get my battle victory that I want. Enhance policy. Oh, we need another policy. Okay. I have no cash. But we'll do honor commendation in just a minute. I want to... Okay. Small unit deployment. Days provisions. This is really important for us right now because we're running into problems already with food.
I will see it done.
So we will get something out of that. Gunnery instructions. I think this is going to be good. I know it sounds ridiculous. Why am I questioning whether gunnery instruction would be good when we're going muskets? But it adds shooting gallery. We've already got tons of musket specialty on our main base. We would get musket level 1. I mean, I know we need it eventually. It gives us gunnery towers. Let's get it right away.
I will see it done.
And we will get more policies than we need to get that little policy reward, but that's fine. Rumor and insight. I thought I saw something else pop up, but it was probably a countdown timer to finish this policy thing. Or all right, this is exactly what we wanted.
How should we proceed?
We barely have an advantage, and I caught a sight of something that made me a little nervous. Was Kurachika Chosakabe about to get wiped out no matter what happens here? Strength of Rivals Isles, but they have no officers of particular note. Yeah, Kunichika Chosakabe, like as soon as this battle's over, we need to make his unit retreat.
Swivel on my spear. How would you have us proceed? We're to take the key point. How should we proceed?
75, 71, 79, 75. Okay, because we need to really protect our daimyo unit. He is not a daimyo a dozen. They got cavalry level 1. These guys got nothing special.
Here, expel the enemy. Ready to horses and charge.
And we're going to cavalry charge, so that should get us off to a good start. First blood for Zerfall. We might even see the dreaded ghost coins. I just hope we have enough troops left to...
How should we proceed?
This might be stupid, but... Yeah, we need to try to win with some troops to spare so we can finish off the city. Although this should be pretty much all their troops. We may be in a position where we knock their defenses down and beat up their troops, but we don't have quite enough to finish it, which would be a shame.
Show them what you're made of, soldiers. We win as one. There's no better time to display our might.
I don't know if we can go in there and do a musket volley without... Because everybody's exhausted now, too.
This is the moment we seize the upper hand. I saw a chance of victory just now.
Zerfald can't decide what tactic he wants to do. He just knows he doesn't want to sit here fighting a battle of attrition with this guy eternally. This is risky, but I want to...
Drive the enemy back. All part in twain. All who dare stand before me.
Alright, get out of there now before you take any damage. I'm not laughing here. Ghost coins? Yes, ghost coins. The enemy is doomed now. I don't remember what ghost coins does. It is soldier decrease and attack increase. It is to our advantage. He is not laughing here. So Zerfall's unit should have enough troops left to finish the city. Oh, it might be that I didn't want to do that.
I saw a chance of victory just now.
Because now our daimyo is back here and they're gonna...
How am I to handle this disadvantage? There's no better time to display our might.
Yeah, I shouldn't have brought him up there because that pulled him out and now... I don't know if the daimyo can escape.
I saw a chance of victory just now. There's no better time to display our might. How should we proceed?
Okay, we might finally be in a place now where we can... Because I took a real risk. I don't want the daimyo's unit wiped.
Behold the might of our military tactics.
And he just used a tactic, but it barely did anything to us. So, Sanemitsu's whatever is retreated. Which means he won't do any more damage. We need to order Kunachika Chosakabe's unit to withdraw, and they'll get wiped out anyway on the trip back because they're out of food. But I think that will mean the city doesn't go into agitation, which means we won't lose turns of being allowed to march. Kiaradoi has been captured. Last enemy unit is retreated.
Let our triumph give rise to your cheers.
Let our triumph give rise to your cheers. Be happy. We won. Just about 2-1. A little more than 2-1 damage inflicted. Which it didn't feel like it at the time. All glory unto Uncle Baldozer. Chexor's Baldo here to hand over the prisoners her husband captured. This guy is probably not joining us based on his loyalty stat. But he's a Soinji retainer, lord of Iyo Omori Castle, one of the 15 commanders of Soinji. Kiyoshi's father was trusted highly enough by his lord Kiyohara to wed his daughter. However, Kiyohara and his father, Kiyomune, both died battling the Otomo clan.
My answer is no.
He says no.
My thanks.
My answer is no. My thanks are yes. We got our battle victory, which means honor to... Good, these are not created officers. I need my non-created officers, particularly my chiefs, to get some honor. We've achieved our target number of battle victories. Those who propose the goal should be well rewarded. And we need to take his unit, and we need to tell them to return. And then we can call it a video. And I think this means that even though the troops are wiped, we will have to get our troop counts back. Because they're not all dead. They've deserted. And then they will slowly recollect at their base that spawned them. But this should mean that the city doesn't go into agitation because we didn't suffer battle defeat. I think that's how it works. It is not impossible that I'm wrong. It's happened before. When we come back next time, folks, most cities, more problems. I guess we'll find out. But it looks like we're about to unify all of Shikoku except for the last 3 cities held by the Miyoshi. And I think we have said we're going to do this. I think we really do need to take some time to build up our castles, particularly the infrastructure that allows us to transport large amounts of food for lengthy marches and troop landings across the sea. But whether we finally turn our might against the Otomo, against the Miyoshi, or against the clan that starts with a U, whose name I've forgotten, don't know yet. We'll figure it out. Thanks for watching.